Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Saya Muhammad Anas Aiman bin Abdul Ghani, S55197. Pada hari ini, saya akan menerangkan tentang historical review on telecommunication system. Sebelum kita pergi lebih jauh lagi, kita kena pasti itu dulu telecommunication system. Telecommunication system adalah collection of nodes and link to enable telecommunication. Telecommunication is communication at a distance using electrical signal or electromagnetic wave. Antara contoh telecommunication system adalah telephone network, radio broadcasting system, computer network and also the internet. The nodes in the system are the devices we use to communicate with, such as telephone or a computer. Siapa Samuel Morse? Mesti ramai nak tahu kan siapa Samuel Morse. Okey, nama sebenar beliau ialah Samuel Finley Breeze Morse, merupakan American inventor and also painter. After having established his reputation as a portrait painter, in his middle age, Morse contributed to the invention of single wire telegraph system based on European telegraph. Let's begin with his history. The telegraph revolutionized long-distance communication telah dibangunkan pada tahun 1830 dan 1840 by Samuel Morse dan other inventors. It worked by transmitting electrical signal over a wire laid between stations. In addition to helping invent the telegraph, Samuel Morse telah membangunkan satu kod yang assign a set of dot and dashes to each letter of the English alphabet and allowed for the simple transmission of complex messages across telegraph lines. Before the development of the electric telegraph in the 19th century revolutionized how information was transmitted across long distance, ancient civilizations such as those in China, Egypt and Greece used drumbeats or smoke signal to exchange information between far-flung points. However, such methods were limited by the weather and the need for an uninterrupted line of sight between receptor points. This limitation also lessened the effectiveness of the semaphore, a modern precursor to the electric telegraph. Developed in the early 1790s, the semaphore consisted of a series of hilltop stations that each had large movable arms to signal letters and numbers of two telescopes with which to see the other stations. Like ancient smoke signals, the semaphore was susceptible to weather and other factors that hindered visibility. A different method of transmitting information was needed to make regular and reliable long-distance communication workable. Pada tahun 1830, the British team of Cook and Wheatstone telah membangunkan telegraph system yang menggunakan 5 magnetic needles that could be pointed around a panel of letters and numbers by using an electric current. In collaboration with Gale and Bell, Morse eventually produced a single circuit telegraph that worked by pushing the operator key down to complete the electric current of the battery. This action sent the electric signal across a wire to a receiver at the other end. All the system needed was a key, a battery wire, and a line of poles between stations for the wire and a receiver. To transmit message across telegraph wires in the 1830s, Morse and Vail created what came to be known as Morse code. The code assigned letters in the alphabet and numbers a set of dots and dashes based on the frequency of use. Letters used often, such as E, got a simple code, while those used infrequently, such as Q, got a longer and more complex code. Initially, the code, when transmitted over the telegraph system, was rendered as marks on a piece of paper that the telegraph operator would then translate back into English. Rather quickly, however, it became apparent that the operators were able to hear and understand the code just by listening to the clicking of the receiver, so the paper was replaced by a receiver that created more pronounced beeping sounds. Use of the telegraph was quickly accepted by people eager for a faster and easier way of sending and receiving information. However, widespread and successful use of the device required an unified system of telegraph stations among which information could be transmitted. The electric telegraph transformed how wars were fought and won, and how journalists and newspaper conducted business. Rather than taking weeks to be delivered by horse and carriage mail carts, pieces of news could be exchanged between telegraph stations almost instantly. The telegraph also had a profound economic effect, allowing money to be wired across great distances. Even by the end of 19th century, however, new technologies began to emerge, many of them based on the same principle first developed for the telegraph system. In time, this new technology would overshadow the telegraph, which would fall out of regular widespread usage. Although the telegraph has since been replaced by the even more convenient telephone, fax machine and the internet, its invention stands as a turning point in world history. Bye and see you soon. Ta-ta!